G'day YouTube, Max right here, and apologies for not making a video for a little while here. I've just been traveling a little bit, and you can see I'm not at home here. So apologies for the audio and the scenery and the lighting and everything, but doing what we can to get you some information out here. People have been asking if I'm okay, and I am perfectly fine. So just wanted to, just do a little bit of a catch up. We had a fun Bitcoin day yesterday, up $7,500 in a single day. There's a lot of people out there with their calculators saying, "Ooh, how much money did I make today?" It's like, oh, I've never made that much money in a single day. So it was a fun day. Let's go ahead and take a look. We'll just do a little bit of a market sentiment. So before this video ends, you'll have a good idea about what I think is happening in the market here. And I hope you guys took advantage of something that was happened. So a while ago, and I'll leave a link in the description. It's be the very first link in the description. I made this video, I think 2-3 months ago, and it's how do you capture these big green candles? How do you know they're about to happen? And I hope, if you followed the instructions in that video, I hope you guys captured this run all the way from here up to here. In fact, I just saw it when I made that video for you. Yep, there it is. I made all these little green lines in the 2017. I think the video was called how to capture these big green candles in a bull market. So this is all from 2017. And you can see I draw these trend lines, and then you get these big moves like this. This trend line here, when it breaks the trend line, you get big moves. This big, beautiful candle broke this trend line, big move. And it just happens over and over again. Broke this trend line. So throughout the bull market, you get these run-ups and corrections, run-ups and corrections. And these corrections often form some kind of trend line. Sometimes they're horizontal, sometimes they're angled. Really doesn't matter. And what you want to do is you want to capture that when it breaks the trend line. That's when you want to get hit that. So that's what this whole video is about. I go into it in more depth. I'll make it the first link in the description. You should really check that one out. Let's go back up here now. So we had this situation where Bitcoin created this trend line in this correction, right? And it wasn't really, well, it went down 25%, but that's not even a correction. So this was more of a horizontal correction. We just killed a month. We waited a month out so that the 21 weekly moving average can catch up to us a little bit, so we weren't so overextended. And then we broke this trend line. Now you'll notice this wick here. We broke this trend line right here, and we wicked up quite significantly. And if you were like me, you probably thought, okay, we've broken the trend line. Let's jump on this. Turn around, came back, and you probably would set a stop loss somewhere down here, and you would have got closed out. And so you would have lost. I closed out this transaction for a small loss. We wicked through. This was on the. I think this was when Elon Musk put Bitcoin in his bio or something like that in Twitter, or maybe he said something. He did a tweet about it. Anyway, it went parabolic, and I thought, okay, we've broken the trend line, jump in. Now, a lot of traders will tell you that you should wait until you have a body of the candle close above it. So really, I could have protected myself, you could have protected yourself if by not trading this day and waiting until the candle closed above the trend line. I don't do that. I know a lot of traders do that. I know that's probably the more technically accurate way to do it. But I don't. And very often you'll have this big giant green candle will be the one that actually breaks the trend line. And so if not that one or the first one. And so I am willing to take those losses in order to get the big green candles. Now this particular time we had a nice smoothish run up over 4 or 5 days and then a gigantic green candle. Okay. But I'll take that small loss in order to get on this run here from the bottom. So here's where I came in with a stop loss set down about here, and I got to ride this thing all the way up to here. And I'm actually still in this trade. I haven't closed it out yet, and it's looking quite good. So I just wanted to reiterate that. So if you guys want to know how to capture those big green candles during this bull market, we're probably going to get about another 6 or 7 opportunities just like this before the end of the year. So it'll take weeks or weeks. Yeah, it'll take weeks to have these little corrections. A trend line will get formed. Then it breaks, and it's a good opportunity to jump in on, if you know what you're doing and you're comfortable with that, a leveraged position. Because I feel very, very confident when it breaks these trend lines in a substantial way like this. I lost this trade, got all my money back many times over on this one, so that was good. So let's take a look. Actually, while we're here, let's jump to the weekly, just so I can see the 21 weekly moving average. So this is still the Bitcoin price chart, but each candle represents a week. And we see the 21 weekly moving average is now at 23,000. And let's see, we are, okay, we're still 100% extended from the 21 weekly moving average. That's okay. Well, I mean, it doesn't take long to catch up, does it? For a month, Bitcoin went sideways and down a little bit, and the weekly moving average just came up. It took took 4 weeks to weekly moving average to come up to something approaching normal, and then in one day it just gets eradicated. Like when we were here, actually, well, that's not right. Let's do it from here. When we were here in this candle, this was we were closest here, so we got down to 43%. Extended from the 21 weekly moving average. That's good information to know in future pullbacks. It's like, okay, or maybe when it's one data point, maybe we go back in 2017 and see how far away from that 21 weekly moving average it got. More often than not, it came down. But I seriously think, I just think we're in for a really, really special 2021, even more so than 2017. I've thought this, it's been in my gut for a good year or two. There were plenty of things wrong with Bitcoin in 2017. There was a huge governance issue. Mining fees spiked, and this is different. It's just different. And I know which brings me up to Bitcoin dominance, because we're talking about everyone's talking about, okay, altcoin season started, and even me, I'm no exception here. Well, let's look at this. See, the Bitcoin dominance has come down. It's come back up, and is interacting with this long-term blue trend line here. And this is going to be fascinating. Do we come up here? Do we confirm resistance? Bitcoin turns around, rolls out all the way down here. Absolutely a possibility. All the way back down to this trend line. Absolutely a possibility. Or are we in for just a different season where Bitcoin is just boss? Altcoins had their season in 2017. It's not to say altcoins won't get dragged up and some won't outperform Bitcoin. I'm sure they will. But as a whole, is Bitcoin just going to assert its dominance and just be a boss? It's absolutely a possibility. And so I'll be very interested to see how Bitcoin interacts with this line of resistance in the Bitcoin dominance chart. That's going to be one to watch. Okay, let's go back to Bitcoin here. And so when Bitcoin's moving, usually Bitcoin moves faster than the altcoins. When Bitcoin is going down, usually altcoins will do even worse than Bitcoin. When Bitcoin goes sideways, that's when the altcoins go nuts. And so during this channel here, the altcoins had a real chance to shine because Bitcoin was going sideways. Bitcoin's just put on some big green candles here. Let's go back to the daily. And I think, actually, let's go to the hourly and see what we're doing on the smaller time frames. And now that we've broken out of this channel, if Bitcoin keeps moving, I really think we're going to see the Bitcoin dominance increase if Bitcoin keeps moving, because I think that's where the action is going to be. And I think that's definitely a possibility. On the hourly, it looks like it's running out of momentum on the hourly. But I would even, at this point here, 48,200, let's call it 48,300, something like that. Actually, more than that. Let's call it 48, let's call it 48.5. Yeah, I think if we're just having a little bit of a layabout here. If at 48.5, if we get past there, I wouldn't see if we punch through. We'll probably get a little slow down a little bit at 50,000 because it's such a round number. And then if we break through 50,000, that'll probably be another big green candles. But we will probably get tripped up at 50,000 for a little bit. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, look, it's a bit hard. If you miss this opportunity to get in down here when we broke this trend line, it's a little bit hard to get in now. I'm probably leaning towards the market is going to go up a little bit more, and Bitcoin's run is going to continue. But we are 100% extended from the 21 weekly moving average. We've just come off this awesome day, $7,500 in one day, and it's just hard to get into Bitcoin right this minute. So if you miss this opportunity down here, you might. To me, it's a toss-up, 50-50 if it's going to go up from here. So it's a much, much safer thing to get in here as we break this trend line. So keep an eye out for that next time. And I might try, I'll try again, but as you can see, I'm traveling. I'll try and make another video here in a little bit if we get some movement here and we get some more definitive answers. But if you don't hear from me, what you're looking for Bitcoin to do is to create some kind of a trend line. It can be a diagonal, it can be a horizontal, it can be anything. It doesn't matter. We're looking for some kind of trend line here. If we consolidate here for, let's say another week, then almost certainly a trend line will be formed. Not on the hourly though, preferably the daily, maybe the 4 hours. Looking for that trend line, and when we break that trend line, then it's off to the races. Then you want to take out, then you want to go, okay, this is worth it. Set your stop losses so that if it rolls over on you, you don't get too hurt. But when it breaks, you're going to be looking in for a very, very nice move. So, all right, guys, hope that is helpful. My apologies for making not that many videos lately. The reason is, by the way, I've been doing the brand new Great Wealth Transfer webinar. This will probably be the last one ever. And it's a lot of work for me to go ahead and prepare those presentations and organize the traffic and everything that goes into that. So I've been really focused on that, and I've been doing it while I'm traveling. So I've been not working as productively as I could have. If you want to check that out, second link in the description. I can't recommend this enough. This Great Wealth Transfer, if you've seen it before, by the way, it's going to be pretty similar because the game plan hasn't changed. The Great Wealth Transfer is all about creating complete and utter financial freedom for yourself with very, very small amounts of money in 2021. And this was the plan. I've made this video, like I do this presentation once a year. It's not like, yeah, in 2019 I made something very similar. In 2020 I made something very similar. It was all about 2021. And this is your year. If you miss your chance this year, it's just going to be heartbreaking. You'll never forgive yourself. 2021 is the year where you roll one asset into another and you get two big booms, and your financial life will change forever. And you absolutely have to get this strategy if you do not know it yet. So if you have not seen this strategy, and if you have not been part of the Great Wealth Transfer, the webinar that I do once per year, I'm doing them right now. So do yourself a monstrous favor, click on the second link in the description and go and sign up for one of those webinars. It is life-changing stuff. And it's just so powerful. The strategies how to absolutely dominate in 2021 in a way that if I said the number, you wouldn't believe me. So I'm not going to say the number, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen for everybody who takes action, I believe. Time will tell. So, all right, guys, I appreciate that. Sorry for not making more regular videos. I will get back on it more regularly, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.